gonna probably be coming out a little bit later than original because I'm filming late. Anyway, it's been a little hectic over here. It's been a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, all over the place. So we're keeping this short. I say that every time. I feel like I say that every time I get on here. We're gonna keep it short, and then it's like an hour. It's like, oh my god, I can't keep doing that, you know. But no, like we're actually keeping it short. I don't have my notebook. I have this lovely piece of folded piece of all my notes on it because I lost my notebook somewhere in life. I lost my mind somewhere in life as well, but that's another topic. Anyway, we're talking about Charlotte LaBeouf. I don't know how you pronounce her last name. It's like French or whatever, because she's from Louisiana. From the iconic Princess and the Frog, Lottie, obviously, and why she's such a great character and a great representation of a good person and a good friend and just somebody who is aware and also not aware at the same time, because let's be so for real, she's a little spacey sometimes, you know, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, little outfit of the day. It's got this little vest here. Got this vest, this which you've seen before. My hair is like on its twist out. It's like at the end of its twist out life or whatever. Pink pants. Jewelry is regular. Same earrings I got as a gift. Ooh. No strand of hair. Anyway, that's it. Yeah. Like some little leopard shoes, but I'm not showing you the shoes. Yeah. So, when we think of Lottie, we think of the stereotypical Southern girl a lot, because she's not a caricature of the stereotypical Southern girl, but she plays off of those caricatures, okay? Blonde, blue-eyed, right? Southern drawl. Her parents are rich. Well, we don't know, you know. Loves the glitz and glam, very, very pink, right? Very girly, very whatever. That they're stereotypical Southern girls. But I mean, that's fair enough, because I mean, like, who cares? If you like that, you like that. Who am I to judge? Exactly. I'm not. So we move on. But Lottie is such a deep character when you look at her more, right? Because Princess and the Frog. Let's give us some background. Let's give us some context. Princess and the Frog was set in the 1920s, 1930s, flapper era, kind of. You know, you can kind of tell that off of the clothing that is worn. And it's in the deep south. It's in the bayou of Louisiana, okay? Like, when we talk about segregation, that is what we talk about. That area during this time, right, it's rough to be there as a person of color, okay? And that is what Tiana is, right? She is a black woman who is out here trying to forge her path in the deep south and in a very segregated area, right? And people don't believe in her. They don't think she's ever gonna do it. And I mean, they have reason to, but at the same time, they should have a little bit more faith in her if they knew her well, right? And Lottie has known Tiana since she was a kid. She has basically grown up with this girl because her mom was a seamstress for them, right? And it's like, okay, this is my best friend, basically. This is my best friend. This is who knows me the most outside of my own family. And Lottie, some people I have noticed were like, I don't like Lottie because she doesn't help Tiana. She just wanted what was Tiana's. It's like, one, no. Let's debunk some lies before we begin. Debunking lies. Okay, so when they say that Lottie didn't help her, what do you mean by that? One, Tiana was a very independent, very strong-willed woman who wanted to do it her way. And Lottie knew that. So what did she do? She didn't step in and be like, I know that you would appreciate it if I gave you all the money, simply because I have all the money and I'm your good friend. We all know that Tiana would have said, heck no. We all know that. And so Lottie didn't do that. And maybe Lottie's was not smart enough to realize that she could have done that. But I think that's why their friendship worked out, is because Lottie was not going to overstep that boundary. She, in turn, was just like, okay. It's like, you're doing whatever you want to do. That's great. You do it. I have full faith in you. That's Lottie, right? Another thing. She wanted whatever Tiana had, like Prince Naveen, like whatever. Like what? Let's think about that logically. Let's use our brain nuggets. Let's put them in the fire, like, you know, like, oh my gosh. What do you mean? Lottie was the one who was supposed to marry Naveen first, and then the whole scheme went down, right? And then whatever, and then we go into the storyline of Princess and Frog. Tiana was not interested in Prince Naveen until after she was along her journey of becoming a frog, of being a frog. Actually, it's like Lottie had no interest. She thought that the guy that she was about to marry was Prince Naveen because she didn't know that she was being tricked. Okay, and then when she realized that Prince Naveen that she thought was Prince Naveen was not Prince Naveen, and that the frog who was Prince Naveen was Prince Naveen, she was like, oh snap! And that he was in love with Tiana. She was like, oh snap! Right? And then she was like, let me take a step back. Right? That's what she did. So it's like, okay, both of those are lies about her character. She did neither of the two. Go watch the movie if you don't believe me. But she did neither of the two. Right? Okay. So now that we've debunked lies about Lottie's character, let us move on. Let's give some more context to this time. So when they say that Lottie's father was the sugar baron, it means they grew sugar, which means that during the times of slavery, they owned a sugar plantation. It's pretty self-explanatory, like, okay. So they made a lot of money off of the backs, unjustly, off of the backs of black people during this time. That is a true statement. I mean, in the kind of context of the story, that's a true statement, and in the context of reality, that did happen. Okay, let's move on. And right, so all of this money, right, is their money, but whatever. And what Tiana's mother did was take her daughter into these places that were originally made off of the backs of people who looked like her, right? Brought her in and showed her what hard work, dedication, and whatever could get her, right? She's like, these are places, and you're open to these. You can get into these places just as much as other people can, which is why she's such a strong and independent person, because her parents instilled in her such a strong and independent and hardworking ethics, right? And then she kind of went a little too far with that and missed sight of some of the important things, which is the whole point of the story. But anyway. So another thing that we have to point out in the background is that the sugar baron, I don't know what his name is, Lottie's father, right? He probably was doing something that was, well, he was doing something that was very against status quo at this time, and that was interacting really and being friendly and being nice, and probably, I mean, I can't tell he was paying a good wage, but maybe paying a decent wage. I can't tell, we don't have any context, and I don't, based off of the character that was shown, I assume that it was probably a higher paying wage than average would be for a black woman at that time. But anyway, to Tiana's mother, and hiring her over and over and over again, and just being satisfied with the work and not trying to cheat her out of stuff and being like, yeah, but whatever, and letting his only child be around these people who his area of society would deem unfavorable, right? And he was just like, there's no difference between, he was making sure that she knew that there was no difference between her and Tiana, even though they grew up in totally different environments, even though they have totally different parents, they're different colors in general. But when you instill that in a child that there's no difference no matter what, they kind of stick with it most of the time. And she stuck with it, which is why when we get back to our regular section, when Tiana is working in the restaurant, right, we see that almost all of the patrons there are people of color. Black people are sitting there. The chef is black. Her friends who were like, I told you she wouldn't go with us or whatever, are black. That one guy who's like a colonel or whatever, he's black. But then the sugar baron and Lottie come in to spaces, right, where you would probably find segregation, and sit comfortably and interact as comfortably as they can, from what we can see, right, with other people around them, people who maybe not, who at that time would not have like meshed as well, right? So there's a divide in the society, and they are obviously choosing to ignore that divide because it shouldn't be there. So she was raised by good people, right? And she does the same as the people she was raised by, which is a good sign. Okay. Whew. Lottie is a woman of fashion. Yes, she is. Lottie is a woman of fashion. She's a woman who knows what she likes, and I respect her for that, right? It's like, okay, girl, pop off, right? Like, she has some good outfits throughout the whole movie. Like, good outfits. I'm not a big fan of that one pink dress during the, like, her iconic pink dress. Like, she's like, whatever. I don't love that one, but that's just because I don't like the on the sides, like the whole thing on the bottom. I'm not a big fan, but she's a woman of fashion, and I respect her for it. Like, I respect her for it. I love me some fashion. Great stuff. And it also gives you a more in-depth look to, like, her comfortability being herself around these people. Like, she wasn't dressing down to be around Tiana. She wasn't like being overly flamboyant. She was just comfortable. She's just like, this is like what the bright pink. This is what I like to wear. Tiana, come to my room. You can wear what I have, and I know it's gonna work on you because I know what's gonna look good on you because I know you, right? A woman of fashion. Like, we were like, why didn't Lottie wear that blue dress? She would look so good in it. Cause it's Lottie. She just probably bought the dress because it was pretty, right? Or somebody, or her dad bought the dress because it was pretty. But And I doubt she probably ever wore it. Anyway, so that's the person Lottie is. Let's be so for real. And then she saw that her best friend was in a moment of distress. She drops everything, right? She's over there yapping. She's like, you know, she's yapping. She looks, she sees Tiana's in a moment of distress. She drops everything. She's like, you with me to my room right now. That's selfishness. She put herself to the side immediately. She's upset. She's in her feelings that Naveen's not there yet. But that comes secondary to her best friend not being okay. Like, she's such a great person. Anyway, so we're like, okay, pop off. And then she picks out a dress. It's like, that is something that is very against the status quo during this time. She would, if Lottie was the stereotypical, very racist person during this time that they typically were, she would never have gone into her closet and got her probably a brand new dress, put it on her, and was like, ooh, let me put some jewelry with that as well. Like, that is so against what they would have been doing. But she was raised differently. She was raised well, right, by a responsible and caring and smart human being. And we appreciate him for that, right? And who taught her what was right, and then she acted on that because she knew what was right, and she continued to do so. And then she goes back to her little world, right? She's a little, you know, but she's a good person. Lottie is a very trusting person, right? She's not all there upstairs, if you catch what if you know what I'm saying. Not the brightest bulb, but she's a good person, and a lot of times kindness makes up for a lot more than your brain, right? Because we look at the bankers in this, and we're like, ooh, I hate the bankers, right? We all hate them because they're racist, sexist, just horrible people. Super smart though, but terrible people. Because their kindness amounts to nothing. It's like, what does their brain do for them if they can't be kind? Nothing. Exactly. And Lottie is the opposite. Her kindness gets her a lot further than her brain does. Let's be so for real. I hate to say that about you, Lottie. I'm so sorry. Yes, but you know, just not the brightest bulb. You know, we love Lottie. We really do. I promise you, I'm a big fan of Lottie, and I'll get into my own connection with her later. But anyway, let's go back to what I said about people being like, Lottie just wanted to take what was Tiana's. Let's go back to that. She would never take something from her best friend, right? Never. She was not interested in taking anything from her best friend. She probably wasn't interested, really. I mean, she was interested in what Tiana was doing, but, you know, she wasn't interested in I can't wait because then I'm going to jump on board and take credit for a lot. She's interested because that's her best friend, but it's like, okay. It's like, okay, I'm a fashion fanatic, and I'll just stay yapping about whatever. I study fashion in school, and it's just like, okay, and I'm yapping about this to my best friend. She is not nearly as interested in fashion as I am, and does not care about the many types of seams that I hate when I talk about them to her. But she's listening to me, and will probably forget what I'm saying, but she knows that I have a dislike for many types of seams. And it's like, I love you. I really do. That's like that relationship with Lottie and Tiana. It's like, I understand that this is your passion, this is your dream. It's just, I don't know what you're really talking about right now, right? It's like, girl, what? You know? Okay, let's skip to the end of the movie. When Lottie realizes that the man that she was about to marry is not Prince Naveen, right? And that the frog is Prince Naveen, but Prince Naveen is in love with Tiana, and Tiana's in love with the frog, or Prince Naveen. But Lottie needs to kiss Naveen so they can turn back human. What does she do? She agrees right away. She agrees right away. She's like, oh, sure, whatever. She's like, you found true love. Good for you, girl. I am so proud of you. I'll kiss the frog so you can marry him and whatever. Like, well, we will be happy because you are happy. And that's Lottie is. Like, the selfishness in that moment was so good. Because she could have been like, no, I'm going to marry Naveen, blah, 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 blah. But she didn't. She didn't. It's like, if that was... I mean, Lottie she didn't need character development. She didn't. She was a very developed, very good character from the moment she first came on screen until the end. She was like, no character arc needed. Just a great person. Continue being a great person, right? And that's it, right? She's righteously mad at the guy who tried to scam her, but very happy for her friend at the same time, who fell in love with the guy that she might have been interested in. It's like if okay, you know, like those friends in high school. Okay, you know those friends in high school. Look at me. Those friends in high school who were like in a love triangle. You know them? Hold on. That love triangle where your two friends who were girls, right, liked the same boy, right? You remember that? Okay, but one pretended like she didn't really like him, but we all knew that she liked him, and the other one was very, very, very open with the fact that she liked him. It's that cliche 2000s like thing, like oh my gosh, my brain just died. Oh no! Oh my, okay. I know the movie. I saw the movie. Oh my goodness, I gotta look it up. With that one guy and that one girl, and she's like the artist, you know. Oh, she's all that. She's all that. Oh, that's not the one I want. Go away. She's all that. Yeah. That's the one. With Paul Walker. That's mainly the only reason. Paul Walker. Anyway, it came out in 1999. That one, you know, that cliche. It's cliche. You know, here's the thing. Let's go on a tangent for a second. I hate when people say that's cliche. It's like, we all know that. We all know that. It's cliche because it's cliche as that is, you know? Anyway, cliches are like that because they happen so often, right? It's like, I can't think of a cliche at the moment. The guy liking the quieter girl, it's like, oh, that's so cliche, you know? But it happens a lot often, especially like go back to the high school relationship, right? We'll get to that, finish that story of the high school relationship in a minute. But you know, the guy liking the quieter girl more than he likes a cheerleader girl sometimes. A lot of the times for a lot of people, when they're honest with each other and themselves, and just like, actually, I did have a crush on the nerd. That's like, bruh. And then it gets turned into rom-coms, and rom-coms just build on that cliche, and it's just like, oh, books, you know, Hallmark. And when you've reached Hallmark, you've really reached the lowest of the low as a cliche. It's like, you know. Anyway, we all know how I feel about Hallmark, so it's fine. But it's like, cliches are like that because they happen so often. It's just, and it's part of society at this point, you know. So it's like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's just inevitable. Okay, back to that. You know that relationship well, not the relationship, but the friend group you had back in high school, and the two girls were both attracted to that one guy, right? Bing and Boom were attracted to him, okay? But Bing over here, she liked to play down on her feelings. She was like, no, I really wasn't. I really don't like him. He's kind of annoying. Or she just outright hated him. Like, but we all know that she really, really liked him. It's like, you're so obvious. Like, you are. If obvious was a person, it would be you, right? Right? Okay? And then you have the Bing, Boom. Right, Boom over here, she's just like outright in love with this guy. It's like, you are a saint, right? And everybody's just like, you're a psychopath. You're crazy. You're crazy, right? And then there's this guy, and he's just like, okay, whatever. Anyway, and then it was just like, oh my gosh, big moment, homecoming, prom, something's coming up, right? And then it's just like, he's probably gonna ask somebody out, right? And everybody's just like, who's he gonna ask out? Because he has a lot of probably he has these two options, and he's like, okay. And it's like, it's even worse. It's even worse when the guy is also part of your friend group, okay? Because then your friend group is just gonna splinter in about 15 seconds as soon as he's asked somebody to, because then people are gonna pick sides, and they're like, oh my gosh, I love the fact that you were taking, and I know he should have picked, and then the next thing you know, you have no friends. Anyway, but he has to be like, pick somebody, and then he goes for the quiet girl, and the one who hated him in the beginning, and then it's just like, and the nice girl has two options. She she continues to be a nice person, right? And moves on with her life, tries to find herself a new man. Or she becomes a terrible person and just is one of those, those bridesmaids who is just like, did you know that I dated him first? And he probably would have proposed to me if it wasn't for her. And she had just had a glow up at that time. But, she only got him because I let him go. I swear. I'm too old for this. Anyway, she has those two options. Well, she has three options, or she can just leave the friend group, and then it's just like, oh, bye, see you later. It's like, I still have friends. Anyway, so Lottie chose the first option, to continue to be a nice person, even though she didn't get the guy. And she congratulated her friend, and the friend group didn't splinter and die. And she moves on with her life, probably to find herself a rich man. Because actually, she doesn't even need a rich man. Like, this girl is set. She's set. So, but she probably wouldn't get a rich man, because let's be so for real, she is a Southern socialite. And, yeah, they kind of like to run together, Anyway, she never judged Tiana for her dreams and goals, right? Back to the beginning in that cafe, the other people, they judged Tiana for having a dream, for having a goal. Like, the bankers judged her, the friends, if you want to call them that, who were at that table judged her, the chef judged her, right? The only people who didn't were her mom, her dad, Lottie. Right? Even Naveen at the beginning of their journey, he judged her, right? Because he just thought she was a stick in the mud, and that's a direct quote. Anyway, so Lottie was like, yeah, I have complete faith in you becoming the owner of a restaurant and becoming a great chef, because I know you're a great chef and I know that you're determined enough to become an owner of a restaurant. She's like, you're definitely going to do that, right? Lottie had dreams and goals as well. She wanted to marry somebody cool. She wanted to marry a prince, really, and then she's gonna be happy. I mean, it doesn't take much to make a person like Lottie happy, and that's a beautiful thing, honestly. When you find, this is another tangent, okay? Finding happiness in little things is something that Lottie is very good at. It is a good person to teach you lessons in, right? Lottie, at any time, Lottie could start throwing temper tantrums and whatever, but she doesn't. Like, she's a little spicy, like, let's be so for real, but she's a southern woman in Louisiana. They're all got a little spice in their tank, It's like a little diesel in their ethanol, So, it's like, that's something that you can't really take as spicy. It's like, okay, right. So glad you are a smart person. Be like Lottie. That's what we're trying to get at, okay? And then, there's the argument of being like, but she's rich. She had everything. She doesn't really need to want anything. When it comes to love, money kind of goes out the window for a lot of people, okay? Not all, but for a lot of people, love is a lot more important than money. And I think the same is for Lottie. She didn't really care, right? She just was interested in being in love. And she probably would have, maybe she wouldn't, I don't know. But she would have married a poor man if she was in love with him. I fully believe in that. But I don't think she would have, like, left all her money behind, even if, but that's a different topic. And so when she lost in the game of love, lost in the game of love, she could have been so angry, but she wasn't, because she's just happy because somebody else is happy. And that's a good thing to and like, that's such a good life lesson, to find happiness in others' happiness, even when you are losing according to society, right? Okay. Back to the dreams and goals. Lottie had full faith that Tiana was going to open her business, right? She probably never doubted her. Did she have enough brain cells to doubt her? That is a good question. I don't know. But she probably never doubted her. Okay? And Lottie didn't hand her out the money. That's another thing that I saw. It's like, why didn't Lottie just give Tiana the money? Let's go back to one of my first points. Tiana is a very, very, very independent woman, right? Who works for every penny that she made. Rightfully so, right? And she wasn't going to accept handouts. Lottie knew that. So what does she do? She buys from her friend's small business and gives her more than enough. Lottie, you're such a queen. What a great lesson you learned. What a great lesson. Supporting small businesses. So good. She knows her friend's talent, so she supports her small business. So good, right? Right? She gives her a good amount of money for her talents, her time, right? And everything that she's worth. What a great lesson. So let's go. Small businesses. Like, people like to be like, why are your prices so expensive? Well, it's a small, this is not a corporation. This is not Walmart, okay? Walmart has things priced at lower prices because they can afford to. Because they make their money off of the fact that you are buying more than one item, right? At a time. Like, I went to Walmart yesterday, and when I tell you I went in to buy a zipper, because I needed a zipper, okay? I lost the zipper that I had originally bought, and I was running out of time. It has to be done by Friday, and I was like, I can't find my zipper. So, and I didn't have enough time to go to the fabric store. So, a Walmart zipper it is. Price. Anyway, I went to Walmart to buy a zipper after work, right? I get off work, I'm like, I pull into Walmart, I walk into the store. When I tell you,
grocery aisle, and I spot gluten-free carrot cake pancake mix. Oh my gosh, gluten-free carrot cake pancake mix, and I buy it. I do. And then I walk further down, and I'm like, ooh, I'm kind of hungry. Let me give me a little snack. Chips into my hands. And then I'm like, oh, but I'm gonna be thirsty after I get chips. Drink into my hands. And then I'm like, oh, but I don't really want this drink, so I put the drink back and I get drink mix because I'm like, I can just add it to whatever when I get back to my house. And then I'm like, I haven't kind of tasted chocolate. Chocolate into my hand. I go back and finally grab that zipper, and then I check out. Walmart makes its money off the fact that you buy more. You buy more than what you originally came in for. Okay, small businesses do not. When you go shop at a small business, like let's say you go on Etsy and you're just like, oh, I love this small shop, candle shop, right? I'm gonna buy them 2 candles because they're handcrafted, they're gonna take some time, they're a little more pricey, right? 2 candles, that's good for me. And I only need them for a small space, so I don't really need to buy more. That shop owner has to make a profit off of that one candle because they put the products into it, they put the time into it, they put their efforts into making sure that it was correct, right? They had to design the candle, most likely they had to pick the scents for it. Like, let me tell you, I went on a whole little spiral when I was younger of candle making, because whatever. Anyway, and candle making is a lot harder than you think. Okay, I have a lot of for the people who make candles by hand, I have a lot of respect for them because I tried it and I was miserable, right? So I understand why handmade candles are expensive. Okay, because they take a long time. Okay, a long time, and you have to make sure that's correct. You have to make sure that it doesn't like dip in or whatever. Oh my gosh. Oh, you have to make sure your wax is the right temperature. Takes time, right? And so they can be expensive. And then people will be like, I don't know why your candles are so expensive. It's just wax and scent with a little wick in it. And they're only $5 at Walmart. I'm just gonna buy from Walmart. You should take your prices down. You must be the most ignorant human being on planet. Okay, you're not, but you know, whatever. I'll say you're in the top million. Anyway, but it's like, it's a small business. And then like on a fashion front, when I'm making clothes for somebody, I'm just gonna say, you have to give me time. You have to give me time. I am a student. I work, and I'm doing other projects on top of this, right? And then I'm gonna add you into my schedule. I don't have my entire lifetime to spend making sure, or not making sure, but sewing this project for you. You have to give me time. Give me 3 weeks, right? 3 weeks. I want it to be right, so you give me time, okay? And she's like, okay. Lovely, I love that for you. Like, right? So listen to me, and that takes time. It's like I'm using my supplies, I'm using my time that I should probably be doing homework, but I'm doing my time, my extra supplies that I may not need that I don't list to you. It comes out of my own pocket, okay? So it's going to be expensive. The pattern, if I draft it myself, that takes time, that takes supplies, right? A lot of math. Oh, I hate it. But or if we buy the pattern, that we're gonna buy somebody else's time, somebody else's hard work, somebody else's brain power because they're doing math. Good for them. Anyway, you know, it's work and it has to be done. Somebody's going to spend the time. And then you have the crazy little AI patterns. When I tell you, I just want to scream. I just want to scream because I love to buy my patterns off of Etsy. And when the AI patterns on Etsy are giving on my last note, I literally oh my, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Let me calm down. Small businesses, they take time. It's usually better products than the ones you would get from places like Walmart. They're handcrafted, right? Like, let me tell you, I bought 2 of my prom dresses were custom from Etsy. They were expensive, okay? But I knew what I was getting, and I knew that I was supporting a small business. When they came in, when I tell you, I was so happy. Oh my gosh, my happiness level was off of, I was world. I was just like, right? I was loving it. I went to prom, and they were just like, oh my gosh, you should get that dress. I was like, oh, this girl on Etsy made it, actually. I was like, thank you. Yeah. I was like, let me give you the link. I don't even have the link anymore because I haven't gone to prom in a minute. But it's just like, yeah. It was worth it. It was worth the extra time I waited for it to come in. It was worth the measurement taking. It was worth the money, the extra money, right? It was worth it because I knew what I was getting and I knew it was gonna be good and it was great. It was great. Okay. So Lottie understood that. Lottie knew what she was getting. She knew that it was gonna be great, and when it was delivered, it was great, right? And then when it was ruined at the party, she didn't care because it's just a product, right? It's just a product. So, in conclusion, I just love Lottie. I do. She's one of my favorite people. One of my favorite Disney characters, actually. Let me just say that. I connect with Lottie a lot. Not because, like, I'm rich. I wish. But because, I mean, I'm not the brightest bulb in the chandelier. Let's be so for real. I'll be so honest. I am not the brightest bulb in the chandelier. But I try to be like Lottie and not see prejudice, not see races, not see like status and everything. I just, you know, to just be happy, to support my friends, to believe in them completely, right? Support them completely, and to know that what they want, right? To know what they want and know how to support them in the right way.
that is something that you can always learn from Lottie, and that's something that I appreciate from Lottie. I love her because she's a fashion girly, and I love fashion girlies. Let's be so for real. I love fashion girlies, and it's just like, yeah, she's a girl boss. She is, right? She's a great example, like for younger kids to look up to. If I met a little kid who was like, I want to be like Lottie when I grow up, I'm gonna be like, you are basing a good person as your example. Like, I am so glad that you have chosen to be like, Lottie, to be like the person you want to be. Like, that's such a good for you. I'm so glad you did not pick Ariel. I'm so glad, because running away from your family is not a good. All right. Yeah. Anyway, if you take nothing away from this video, just support small businesses. Understand that there's a lot of work that goes into them, and know that you're getting probably a really, really good product that somebody's poured their heart and soul into. And they hope that you really love it. And they hope that you appreciate it. And that's from somebody who owns a small business myself, right? And every time I make a piece of clothing, like the one I'm about to finish as soon as this video's over with that zipper, and then I have to run and get more fabric. I'm so worried. I'm making a dress for Easter. Oh my gosh. Anyway, off topic. Anyway, like I hope that you love it. I hope that when you see it, you see all of the hours of hard work that I put into it. Like, you see that I see you, right? He's like, I see what you want. I know your measurements. I know what you want. I took the time to do the fitting. I know what you want. I hope that you see that I see you. And then when others see you, I hope that they just see you. They don't see my creation. They don't see the stitches on it. They don't see anything. They just see you, and they see that you're beautiful, and they see that you're lovely. And I hope that it's just an accessory for you. And I hope you wear it out, right? Like, so support small businesses. They're really great. Look on Etsy, but be careful to not like get the dropship companies and whatever. Look into them like actual companies. If you want recommendations for some pattern makers on Etsy, I have a few. I really like them. They're really good. Yeah. So yeah, that was it. Look at that, under an hour. I am so proud right now. Oh my gosh, I need to stop yapping before I get to an hour, because it's 47 minutes right now, but it's probably going to be shorter after I edit. But anyway, I'm a professional. I am. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so good to talk to you again. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna go buy. Oh, I'm buying. Here's the thing. I'm buying fabric for my dress for Easter. Okay, and it's like, what? Oh, this is so good, right? I love making clothes, and especially I love making clothes that are like one of a kind, because I just am a sucker for limitability. That's not the right word I'm looking for, but whatever. But clothing that's one of a kind, okay? Like when I say it's like, you can't get this because I made it. Oh my gosh, my brain just, I get a dose of like serotonin or dopamine or something, whatever the drug is, I don't know. It's not a drug. Whatever. So, yeah. You see that on my Instagram eventually, probably in May. Because I post about a month behind schedule. But anyway, yeah. Bye. Look at that, 49 minutes and 22 seconds. I'm so happy. You have no idea. Okay, bye.